This thread is a perfect example on how narcissists externalize their emotions. She said, I saw an interesting discussion about the myth that women are more emotional than men, and it said with how we socialize with men, they are just as emotional and more. However, they take their emotions as facts, not feelings. Feeling confused equals the other person isn't smart. Feeling sad equals the other person wants to hurt me. Feeling angry equals the other person needs to be put in their place. Feeling scared equals I'm being attacked. Feelings can be reactions to facts, but can often not be. And instead, I can't see that, to perception, not truth. And someone commented, this is so true actually. Instead of the person saying they were confused, I could hear in their tone they were confused, but instead fix their words to say, you are slow, or are you slow? Now they are confused and have the frustration in the body of not being addressed and projecting stupidity onto you. Now if you respond, you're the one who's emotional and they still don't understand and still sit in confusion. Fascinating. Besides the point of men and women and how they feel emotions, this is so similar to how narcissists react to the world and to other people. They externalize their emotions and their feelings because they have spent so long running from them and not sitting in them, letting them pass like feelings usually are supposed to do. Whenever they feel a negative emotion or a feeling that they don't want to feel, they just get stuck on it, and they instead of turning inward and just feeling it, not attaching thought to it or reflecting on maybe what could have caused this, they automatically project it onto you. I especially relate to the one where feeling sad equals the other person wants to hurt me. It's like, and then they feel justified to go off on you because you just hurt them, when really they feel sad and they don't know how to deal with it. And after they go off on you and you react like a normal person would, then that's proof of you being emotional, that's proof of you being the problem. I talked before about how they just kind of backward rationalize and backwards, confirmation bias, which is basically where you already think something and so you're subconsciously looking out for it. So when it happens, you're like, oh, see, I knew it. So you're backwards confirming your bias. Another phenomenon is also the self-fulfilling prophecy, when you just have this prophecy, this idea already, and then you find evidence in the outside world, and that just self-fulfills that prophecy. You knew it all along. And it's super upsetting being the scapegoat, being the recipient of these people who cannot feel their emotions and let it pass without externalizing it onto you. It's why a lot of us scapegoats are just constantly walking on eggshells around their emotions, their moods, because you never know how they're feeling that day and how they're going to make it your problem or make you the problem. It's the first step of how they just decide to create you as the villain in the story, as the bad guy, as the one who always wants to argue, as the crazy one, because you reacting like a normal person then becomes just confirmation, but also proof that, hey, Yet again, I am not facing through and feeling through my emotions like how humans are supposed to. They keep getting more and more chances to just dodge feeling their emotions because they keep externalizing it. The one that stood out to me was when I'm feeling scared equals I'm being attacked. And as a scapegoat, you know how defensive they get, how cruel they can get, how just a whole different person they can get when they feel like they're being attacked. And the whole time, the source of it is just their internal feelings that they just can't feel. And this is where, as a survivor, you have to recognize what projection is so that you can stop internalizing their abuse. For a long time, I kept internalizing it because I didn't know what a projection was. I didn't know that this was truly their issue, that their emotions are their responsibility and not mine. You don't have to absorb their dysfunction, you just have to observe it. And that's the key shift that scapegoats or narc survivors, a lot of the times that we miss that shift because we go our whole life continuing to absorb it, and it slowly erodes our self-concept, our belief system of the world, of who we are, of our place and our identity. And so there has to be a point where you shift from observing it to from absorbing it to observing it. Abusers rewrite reality to fit their own narrative. Because they feel scared, therefore you must be threatening. Because they feel attacked or exposed, therefore you're rude, you're this, you're that, and they can just go in about all these characteristics that you are. By the way, this is Aisha, and here we thrive beyond the abuse. We're done focusing on the narc, their tactics, their manipulation, blah blah blah, whatever. Here we're going to thrive beyond the abuse. And thriving beyond the abuse means to stop proving your innocence to them, to stop deflecting or defending yourself, from their dysfunction. Their fear, their emotions, their feelings are not yours to fix unless you've done something wrong to them, you know? And the more that they try to suck you into their narrative and their reality and their illusion, you need to keep also reaffirming, self-validating your own reality and your intention. You know that you weren't attacking them. You know that you weren't being cruel to them. And just hone in on that. This protects your peace without needing their approval. Something that I'm still working on is learning that you can't win or you can't explain logic to somebody that's externalizing their feelings. Thriving beyond the abuse means disengaging from battles that you know that you can't win, from convincing them that you actually weren't, attacking them, or that you actually weren't the villain. Because we get so stuck on convincing them the truth, our truth, and they just are committed to misunderstanding and to keeping you in that spot around their emotions and their feelings and their reality. Anchor in your self-trust. Thriving, not even just healing, but thriving beyond the abuse looks I trust my actions and intentions even if they misinterpret them, even if they misunderstand, even if they want to villainize it, even if they want to put it into some script storyline of you being so malicious and deceptive towards them that you went out of your way to ruin their day or to do this thing because they loved it and you did something to destroy it. Even if they want to put you into a narrative that you know isn't true, thriving beyond that means stepping back from defending yourself, from sitting there and arguing and being in a circle with a no-win argument, and detaching and disengaging from that. And walking away knowing your truth even if no one else in a family dynamic cult sees it, agrees with it, or even has the capacity to try to understand it. You must create an internal mantra or saying or just validation that's theirs and this is mine. And I made a video about task and how what really helped me was reading this book, this Japanese technique book, philosophical book. And he basically was saying that you have to separate tasks. My task is to be good, to have good intentions, to do what I can. And if my impact hurt them, then I'm also going to be accountable for that because intention does not always mean impact. Their task is to be receptive, to try to understand, and to also regulate themselves and be healthy back towards you. That's their task. Leave them to figure that out themselves. That's not our task to sit there and convince them and over-explain and over-function and explain while they continue to just not understand. Thriving, which at this age and this point in my life I realize isn't about convincing them. It's about choosing peace and moving forward despite their distortions. Thank you for watching.